Welcome everybody to the start of a brand new season of YouTuber tournaments, even though we're still ongoing the other one at the same time. But right here is the beginning of YouTuber Tournament 8. The YouTuber Tournament 8 signups. As I will be doing another tournament since the last one was pretty good. So let's get on with it on how we are going to be doing things. First off, we're going to be talking about what this tournament is in the introduction. Then we're going to take a look at the different types of tournaments and its requirements and identifying which type of tournament this one will be. And then have the previous winners as well showcased on a slide. As keep in mind, YouTuber Tournament 7s is not on here because that tournament is still ongoing. We're going to take a look at the timeline to see what's going to happen each day and what's going to happen during the course of the tournament. Then the procedure on how each of those days will go. And then the summary of what the tournament will do. For those of you who have watched YouTuber Tournament 7, there's not really that much difference, except there are different requirements to get into this tournament than the last one. Alright, so you want a chance to make history? Then you should join this tournament if you are eligible. Join YouTuber Tournament 8 for a chance to compete for the ultimate prize of being forever featured on my YouTube channel, as well as the others who have already won the past YouTuber tournaments. Alright, let's explain the rules. We're going to start off with this. This tournament is classified as an Opal tournament. The tournament 7 was classified as a graphite, but this one is classified as Opal. And here is the tournament types. There are 6 different types. If you were watching YouTuber Tournament 7, that was a graphite tournament, which the minimum sum count was 1 to 99 by the time of drafting, which means you could go over 1,000 subscribers while after you gotten drafted to still be eligible. Now for Opal, there's some different requirements. It's not the same as graphite. For one, the minimum amount of subscribers required to participate in this tournament is 1,000, which means you gotta at least have some sort of experience in here, as this one is going to be an intermediate difficulty tournament. Now, there is also a maximum sub count as well, which for this tournament is 9,999. So any subscriber range outside of this range will not be eligible for this tournament. Now, the minimum view count on your channel, this is different because it will prevent bots from joining tournaments. Like, let's say some random bot just makes a YouTube channel and then just farms X amount of subscribers doing some sort of tactic. Not here. So there's a minimum view count of 100,000. You should have this many views if you have 1,000 subscribers. In fact, I might hit that soon, and I'm only at 800 something subscribers. The minimum required amount of videos, 200, is the requirement. If you have more than that, good for you. You follow through this category. If you have less, I would suggest, if you're just a few short, I would upload some good videos to hit 200. But if you're very far behind, I don't know. I don't see you like uploading 100 videos to qualify for the tournament. This lets me know that you have been that you have experience in this tournament, as this is a higher level tournament than the last one. And now the final requirement, for the same purpose of reducing bots, the minimum channel age is going to be 1 month. If your channel is younger than that, then you will not be drafted or eligible for this tournament. Because there's no way it should take only a month to reach 1,000 subscribers. There's no way. The only reason that is possible is if you use like some kind of random cheat to cheat the YouTube algorithm, which some people do, but those are not really accurate. So yeah, those are the different. Now, if you looked at this graph, you can also see the other types of tournaments. As well, we have Graphite, which is currently what YouTuber Tournament 7 is. We have Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Diamond as well, which are the 4 that are above this one. And it's gonna be fun. All right, so now we're gonna take a look in the history of YouTuber tournaments in general, starting with the past. Starting with, this was known as Tournament 1. Well, the first 5 tournaments were known as Tournament. I didn't add YouTuber at the beginning of it until YouTuber Tournament 6, but we're going to just call it YouTuber Tournament 1 and onward, because that's basically how history went. YouTuber Tournament 1, this is actually, he's actually changed his name again, but Chief Breezy, I have to change that eventually. He likes to change his channel name. I have no idea why. But he has won our first ever YouTuber tournament a few years ago. I believe it was back in 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. And yeah, that was the first tournament. There was only 6 competitors because it was a very new concept for me. But nowadays there's more than that. The second tournament went to Max Price, which had 20 competitors in it. The first 6 tournaments did not work the way tournaments work nowadays in YouTubers Tournament 7 and this upcoming one as well. So the rules were a little bit different in the past. For example, YouTuber Tournament 2, we had double elimination and only 10 episodes. So yeah, that was a kind of a weird thing. In YouTuber Tournament 3, we had 30 competitors. And we did triple eliminations every episode until we got to the finale, when we just chose who the winner would be. And this time, it was Wasabi. Same with Tournament 4, we did the same thing, except with 40 competitors and quadruple elimination. And then Tournament 5 is when things got interesting. We originally were going to start this tournament the same way as the other ones before this one, but with 50 competitors and pentuple elimination. But it became extremely stressful because I had to manage so many YouTubers. And I don't believe multi-elimination is really a good format in tournaments anymore. So we let the viewers pick the winner of this tournament so I can just like close it down early. And they picked Max Talks. So he deserves that spot. So it happened like mid-season when I decided it wasn't going to continue the way it was going to continue. It was a difficult tournament. Then we have YouTuber Tournament 6, which was really the tournament that was kind of weird. This tournament had only my friends in it. And there was like about 20 of them, and it was about one elimination every few days or so. And this is when I still used Google Forms because, again, YouTube Communities wasn't a thing. Well, it wasn't a thing for everybody under 500 subs until nowadays. Poto ended up winning that one because that was also the first one where viewers got to really vote, because the other ones we did have voting. It's just that no one voted. So I ended up picking winners all the time. But I think we are past that stage of our channel to where we will always now have votes now. Because we have YouTube Communities. It's so much easier to vote than it was ever before. Now for YouTuber Tournament 7, that one's still ongoing. There's currently 5 YouTubers left in that tournament, which includes Blondie, Singeferno, Cheapskate Gaming, Tatey, and Milky Way. Those are the final 5 in YouTuber Tournament 7. One of those 5 YouTubers will win that tournament and take that spot up. It's been very competitive so far. All 5 of them are from a different country, so it's really interesting. And we've had such a great tournament so far. And we're about to kick off the semifinals after one more YouTuber gets eliminated out of that tournament. And then YouTuber Tournament 8. Well, history begins here for this one. Alright, so for the timeline. As you can see, here's how the schedule is going to go throughout the next 2 months or so. Or really 2.5 months, if you include the sign-up, the pre-tournament phase. But sign-ups for the tournament are open to players who qualify for the tournament. Again, this is an Opal League tournament, which means if you've met the requirements of 1,000 subscribers, but less than 10,000, 200 videos, 1 month channel age, and 100,000 views, then you are eligible to join this tournament. Otherwise, you will not be eligible to join this tournament, as this is a intermediate level tournament. Not like the last one where it was like beginner difficulty. This one's intermediate, meaning the YouTubers will be a little bit stronger, as this tier is the Opal tier. Now, a week from now will be the draft. What happens on the draft is when I select the YouTubers that will be participating in the tournament. That's also when registration for this tournament closes, so you have about a week to decide if you want to compete in this, if you are eligible. Now, if you do get drafted, but you choose not to compete in the tournament, please do not do what some YouTubers do and say, hey, get off this channel. I don't want you to be here. If you tell me you don't want to be in this tournament, I will politely remove you from the tournament if you ask me to do so. That was a thing we had at the beginning of this last tournament, in Tournament 7, where it was very there was a certain YouTuber that just didn't really stick well. There was also another YouTuber who did politely ask for me to remove them from the tournament, and I did so. No questions asked. So it's that easy. If you don't want to compete after you get drafted, it's that easy. I have to say that because last season we did not have such an easy time with one of the creators. Because it was very confusing. He said, so, again, just politely ask me if you don't want to compete. And I will remove you. Now, the season will officially kick off on the 1st. Originally, we had team selections scheduled for the 27th, but that's going to now be part of the first episode rather than the 27th. Because really, why would I need 3 different pre-tournament episodes when I can only have 2? So, yeah. So, when the season starts, there's going to be 3 phases per cycle. A cycle is a period of 3 days, and at the end of each one, someone's going home. Now, on the first day of each cycle, also known as Phase 1, teams will be competing in challenges which are randomly simulated using AI, like CPU, in which games will fit for that task. For example, computer versus computers in Brawlhalla. That's what I've been doing recently for the Tournament 7 challenges. We could do certain Minecraft challenges, but those ones were really hard to manage. We could do Rocket League with AI. There's lots of games that we can do with AI. We also did Madden at one point to celebrate the Super Bowl, but I wasn't a Chiefs fan, so it really didn't matter. I was just celebrating the fact that the Super Bowl happened rather than it actually being there. Now, this YouTuber tournament, I do not believe we have a sports championship, but there will probably be 2 of them next time in Tournament 9. So, there will be an NHL and NBA challenge in that tournament. Yeah, sneak peek for YouTuber Tournament 9 and the announcement for Tournament 8. It's kind of awesome. But the reality is that's how it's going to go. And hopefully things actually aren't as weird as last tournament. Tournament 7, we had 3 consecutive waves of a team, actually 4 consecutive waves of a team having a team in that wave lose 3 challenges and it was crazy. Hopefully we don't have that kind of bad luck this time around, because I want to see some better competition rather than just have some of YouTubers not go up for elimination until wave 4. There was literally somebody who hasn't gone. But that's how my tournament works. It can be random. But ultimately, that's when things get interesting. Next up is Phase 2. Losing team is announced. Okay, that's kind of a typo there. That could be part of Phase 1, because you'll know who lost the challenge at the end of the first phase. But in Phase 2, we will show videos from the contestants who are up for elimination to help viewers who have not decided who to eliminate yet to vote out a contestant in the tournament. Also, I forgot to mention for Phase 1, we will also upload the polls in the community tab of our YouTube channel on who you want to eliminate. There's 2 days you can do that. During Phase 1 and Phase 2, the polls will be open for anyone who wants to vote out a contestant. Doesn't matter if you're a competitor, doesn't matter if you're banned from chatting because you did something bad in one of my streams. As long as you have a Google account, you can do it. Because that's basically how polls work regardless. And then finally, Phase 3. The player with the most votes will be revealed, and whoever that player is, that's also a typo, will be eliminated from YouTuber Tournament 8. That's a typo. I forgot to change that because I used the same presentation for Tournament 7 as well. And throughout the first 4 waves, which is a series of 4 cycles, which each wave has a different number of teams, so that's why we call them those. There will also be but at the end of all that, there will be a merger when all teams become one. This will happen late in the season. This hasn't even happened in YouTuber Tournament 7 yet, but it's about to. And instead of having teams, there will win challenges. There will be a single individual who will win a challenge. There will be 2 of those challenges in the merger before you get to the finale. The finale is when you get a series of videos and then you get to show them throughout a course of, I guess, 5 to 6 days or so. Polls will be up for an extended amount of time as well, so it's going to be interesting. All right, so here's the procedure on how things will work around here in the YouTuber 8 universe. During the sign-up phase, players, if you want to if you have met the requirements and you want to sign up, because players will get eliminated one by one. I forgot to mention that. So you could last about 3 days in the tournament, or you could last all the way to the end. It's completely up to how the viewers see your videos as good or bad. But now, how the procedure will work for signups. Players who want to compete will comment on this video to join the tournament. I will check each of your YouTube channels to make sure you have met the requirements, because I can see the view count on your channel about page as well as the age of the YouTube channel, as well as your sub count as well. So it will be easy for me to determine if you are eligible or not. So if you fit all the requirements, then you're in the tournament. If you do not fit all the requirements after you have commented, then you will not join unless the requirements are completed by March 24th. So even if you have so even if you're not yet eligible but know you're going to be eligible within less than a week, you should still try to sign up, because you could meet the requirements soon. And then I will add you. And also, one more thing. Hiding sub counts is not allowed. Reason is, it becomes impossible for me to determine if you are eligible or not. And besides, hiding sub counts won't even work in this tournament anyways, because if you hide your YouTube sub count, certain websites would say that you have 0 subscribers. So it really wouldn't even work anyways. This is mainly a thing for... But I just have to keep that out there, because there are channels out there within this subscriber range who do hide their sub count. So please make sure you turn that off before you get drafted. Once you get drafted, you can turn it back on, in order for me to be able to draft you if you do use this feature. Now, the draft. How this will work is I will look at the comments, and if there are a significant amount of, if there's 20 eligible YouTubers, then we will begin the tournament with the YouTubers that have signed up. But if there are more than 20, we will have to improvise. We will have to basically go first come, first serve. As we can't have the entire world in one tournament. So we will take up the 20. 20 is a decent number. Now, if there is less than 20, then there is a different method that I use to select the remaining contestants. The spots that are left open will be filled with YouTubers from the YouTube channel crawler, which I can use to easily search for different YouTubers who meet the requirements. Now, this doesn't work all the time. It's about 90% accurate because sometimes there is YouTube channels. There's about 1 or 2 YouTubers last season that were not eligible because of, but the search results were just that broken a little bit. So I do manually check all of 20 of those if needed. Now, if there's one open spot because of that problem, then DS Lima Nia C will be joining this tournament because they have recently met the requirements during the last tournament when they were previously Graphite. But they recently just hit 1,000 subscribers, so if there's room, I'll add them into the tournament and give them a second chance. Everybody else in the Graphite League has still not hit 1,000 subscribers, so it's not really going to happen for anyone else. As DS Lima Nia C might be the only YouTuber ready for the intermediate level. Now, the draft will take place on the 24th. That's when I'll announce every single YouTuber that will compete in the tournament. And I'll even post their about page and put some information about each of them, if basic, and this basically is set to what they have publicly, like, for example, what social media platforms they use other than YouTube. For example, some YouTubers will stream on Twitch, etc., etc. I will put that down. Their about page, I will put that there too. It'll help you get to know some of these people, just like I did last season in Tournament 7. And I will also even include their nationality on what country they're from, depending on if they set their country to public or not. Some people will use unknown, meaning they're not from a certain range, so I won't feature it if it's that. But if you're public, then I will show what country you're from, as some YouTubers will take a little bit of proudness of where they live. Alright, here's the second page for the procedure. This is the main part of the tournament now. The season starts on April 1st, episode 1, and the first challenge will begin on April 1st, on April Fool's Day, I know. And this season will last for 2 months. So this will start in early April and end around late May. So it will be a decent length tournament. The season will start with 5 different teams and will decline as the season progresses, depending on how many players are left in the tournament. Again, this is when cycles come into play. Every 4 eliminations is a cycle. So for the first 4... Actually, no, I meant every 4 eliminations is a wave. Every elimination is 1 cycle, which is 3 episodes. So in total, each wave should be around 12 episodes. Now, some of you might wonder how Wave 5 is going to work. Well, it's going to work as normally for the first 2 eliminations, but the finale is going to be double the length because there's not going to be a challenge, but we're going to show a lot of videos. And again, teams will change every 4 eliminations. All right, now for the next part is the merger. When 4 players are left, all teams will be disbanded, and everyone will be a member of one team. And players will then compete individually in 2 challenges, and then the finale will happen. Only one player will win immunity per cycle. So please be aware of that. And then after that, the merger, well, again, will happen towards late May, but not as late as the end of the tournament, as the merger is expected to be about 12 days before the tournament ends. So a little bit, almost 2 weeks in time. Then comes the finale. The final 2 will be taking part in this event. Instead of doing a challenge, we will showcase 10 videos from each of the 2 YouTubers throughout a course of 5 days. The polls for that will go live the moment we eliminate the YouTuber out for 3rd. So as soon as a YouTuber is eliminated for 3rd place, the finale voting will begin. And instead of voting who to eliminate, you'll be voting on who will win the tournament. Now, the videos that will be picked for each YouTuber is the 3 newest videos, as well as the 4 most popular videos, and the 3 oldest videos will be selected for this. And again, it will be showcased in a course of 5 days. So it will be quite an interesting amount of days. And after those 5 days of videos, I will check the results of the poll, and whoever has the most votes to win the tournament will win YouTuber Tournament 8. Now, summary, you get a chance to be a legend of YouTuber Tournament 8. As this is a competition that most people don't get to see often on YouTube, because there's actually quite a content gap for YouTuber tournaments like this, I would say, because no one else is unfortunately doing what I do. Hopefully that changes in the future. And that's basically the summary. Again, if you want to join in the comments below, and I will see you all in YouTuber Tournament 8.